1. It's the number missing from all police lineups. They claim that it's too suggestive. 10. Where would we be at without the number 10? No Sports Center top 10, no top 10 lists on David Letterman. 100. 100 degrees Celsius is the boiling point of water. I'm pretty sure we all need that too. Here's one number that I think we can live without. 1.5 million. According to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, more than 3 million people die from vaccine-preventable diseases each year. Approximately 1.5 million of these deaths are children less than 5 years old. Vaccinations are an important healthcare tool, and it is the responsibility of parents and society to make sure that children get these life-saving treatments. I was a healthcare specialist in the United States Army, and I learned how to give all kinds of aid to sick and injured people. I would like to talk to you today about vaccines and how they are safe and effective, so that one day you too can make good decisions on healthcare of the most important people, your family. Vaccinations are safe, effective, and it is the responsibility of parents to make sure their children receive this basic healthcare tool that could save their lives. In order to make healthcare decisions for loved ones, we must first think about two things: safety and effectiveness. Vaccines are safe. There are two key points to know about vaccine safety. They pose minimal risk compared to other similar healthcare procedures, and there is no evidence that vaccines cause other health problems. Vaccines pose minimal risk. According to the Mayo Clinic, any vaccine can cause side effects. Usually, these side effects are minor. Low-grade fever and a soreness, redness, or swelling where they inject you. Some vaccines cause temporary headaches, dizziness, fatigue, or loss of appetite. And very rarely, children may experience a severe allergic reaction or a neurological side effect such as a seizure. Although these rare side effects are a concern, vaccines are much safer than the diseases that they prevent. Also notice that some of these are the same as other similar procedures. Blood draws or donations have the same possibility of soreness, redness, or swelling at an injection site. As far as the allergic reaction part goes, these are not from the inactive virus that are in a vaccine. They are from the carriers or additives in a vaccine that help it absorb into the blood system. If you know the allergies of the patient, this removes the possibility of an allergic reaction as a side effect. And on the off chance that you actually discover a new allergy, what better place to be than with your doctor? When comparing risks of vaccines to the risk of contracting a disease they prevent, we can see it is safer to choose the vaccine. Two examples of preventable disease are measles and pertussis. Measles can cause fever, dry cough, runny nose, sore throat, inflamed eyes, also known as conjunctivitis. Tiny white spots with bluish-white centers on a red background found inside the mouth and on the inner lining of the cheek, and a skin rash made up of large, flat blotches that often flow to one another. Pertussis or whooping cough can cause runny nose, nasal congestion, sneezing, red and watery eyes, a mild fever, dry cough, and after a week or two, signs and symptoms can worsen. Thick mucus accumulates inside the airways, causing uncontrollable coughing. Severe and prolonged coughing attacks may provoke vomiting, result in red or blue faces, cause extreme fatigue with a high-pitched whoop noise sound during the next breath of air. Vaccinations do not cause autism or any other disease that we know of. Some famous people, such as Jenny McCarthy, have said that vaccinations have caused their children to become autistic. After her son was diagnosed with autism, Jenny went on a crusade to prove that certain vaccines can cause autism. The problem, of course, is that she has absolutely no proof. It's all just her words and no backing. The logical explanation is that autism is usually diagnosed at the same period of time as children are receiving most of their vaccinations. Don't let the words of other people who have their own individual experience sway your thoughts on a subject without showing evidence to back their claims. According to the Mayo Clinic, the original study that ignited the debate over vaccines possibly causing autism has since been retracted. So clearly vaccines are safe in the short term and in the long term, and their short-term risks far outweigh the risks of the diseases that they prevent. Still, in order for a small risk to be worth it, they must be proven to be effective. Vaccines are effective, but they do require responsible decision-making parents and guardians to be fully effective. The Center for Disease Control says a vaccine is a safer substitute for a child's first exposure to a disease. The child gets protection without having to actually become sick. Through vaccinations, children can develop immunity without suffering from the actual disease that the vaccine prevents. Some statistics from the CDC on flu shots give solid evidence from studies. A recent study showed that the flu vaccine reduced children's risk of flu-related pediatric intensive care unit admissions by 74% during flu season from 2010 to 2012. One study showed that flu vaccination was associated with a 71% reduction in flu-related hospitalizations among adults of all ages, and a 77% reduction among adults 50 years of age and older during the 2011 and 2012 flu season. It would be highly unlikely for these figures to all be some random chance. Vaccinations require adults to be responsible and protect their children and themselves from preventable disease. There are some families out there that do not have access or cannot afford vaccinations. They are relying on the people that can afford them to get them done. This is an idea called herd immunity. This idea is that if a large enough percentage of the population is immunized, then the disease will not find enough carriers to have a presence in society. So basically, it becomes so rare that the chances of that disease finding an unimmunized individual is near zero. Herd immunity is also known as the herd effect or community immunity. It is the responsibility of parents and guardians to get their children and loved ones immunized. Clearly, infants, babies, and minors cannot make their own healthcare decisions. It is not fun to watch your child cry from getting flu shots, or any shot for that matter, but the short-term pain is absolutely worth the long-term gain. Lately, parents have been making poor choices when it comes to getting children immunized. The CDC says that in this year, the United States is experiencing a record number of measles cases. From January 1st to October 31st of 2014, there have been 603 confirmed measles cases reported to the CDC and the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases. This is the highest number of cases since measles documentation of being eliminated in the U.S. back in the year 2000. A return of the measles in recent years can be traced to a lack of immunizations. In 2013, among 140 U.S. residents who acquired measles, 117 or 84% of them were unvaccinated, and 11 or 8% had unknown vaccination statuses. That's almost all of them. Remember, vaccines are effective, but only when parents and guardians act responsibly for the betterment of their family and the others that don't have the option to get vaccinated. Vaccines are safe, they cause minimal side effects, and there is no known long-term complications that they cause, such as autism. They are effective, saving the lives of children and adults. We just need people to be responsible and make sure that their children and themselves get vaccinated. A joyful occasion happens approximately 367,000 times a day. A baby is born. Unfortunately, 4,404 of those babies will die from vaccine-preventable disease. Don't let your child or loved one be a statistic. Get immunized.